World, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV, yet again covering live Erik ten Hag's press conference as we are playing away Luton this Sunday. A vital 3 points because we are looking to clinch another 3 points to catch the Aston Villa and Spurs for the vital top four. We are here, me and Mark at the M&Ms. We're going to cover this. We're going to listen to what the journalists, what kind of questions they're going to ask. Of course, we're going to understand the injury updates, what's going on with Luke Shaw. Will Luke Shaw participate? Who's going to line up? And all that jazz. Guys, stick around and we will be back in 10 seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Big up, everybody. Hey, Mick, how are you doing, man?
Hey, big up, Mark. How are you all doing? It's Thursday, first stream of the day. I'm feeling rejuvenated, feeling refreshed. Really looking forward to hear what the press has to ask for Ten Hag. How about yourself, Mark?
I'm willing to bet they're going to ask questions about Dan Ashworth. The first question, what do you think about Manchester United decision to hire Dan Ashworth?
Yeah. Listen, same. I bet she's going to be Simon Stone asking the question and rephrase it 4 times and get the same answer. To be honest, to say I can't comment on players that not mine. The typical. Who else is going to be? What else do we expect?
I'm hoping that young lady is there today and that she's going to get like maybe 3 or 4 questions because she seems to be the only one consistently asking the good questions about what is actually happening with the team, what is going on with players who are injured, what is going on with players who are in form, and what is going on with the players who are not in form.
Yeah, true. What was the name? Chong, something like, Asian name.
Alyssa Chong or something like that.
Oh, yeah, he's brilliant. She's brilliant, man. She's brilliant.
And then there's Melissa Reddy, who's also really good as well.
Yeah. Please, guys, welcome to the stream. We have Angie here coming in. First, want to say good afternoon, guys. Hang pinky wave person, turquoise waving. That's what it doesn't come up with emojis, so you got to read that like pink wavy person, turquoise waving. Anyway, don't forget to smash that like button on your way in. Share and subscribe if you like what you've seen in our podcast. Great channel, fantastic guest, no clickbaiters. Thank you, Angie. And that is 100% correct. Danny B is here also, all the way, saying big up Mick and Mark. The M&M is here. Y'all mean what you say. Good day. I'm worried about this game. Mark, are you worried?
Not this game, man. I'm thinking this game. I know why Yali is worried, right? In the last 3 games, Luton has scored 9 goals, so he's concerned about their goal scoring form. But I would like to also adjust to this month that Manchester United has scored way more in their last 3 games. They've scored 11.
11.
Yeah. So I'm also concerned that Brighton isn't good goal scoring form, but I'm more impressed with the fact that Manchester United is a better team at the moment than we were earlier in the season.
Yeah. I mean, I had 2 podcasts this week, and I say it looks like we are just coming out of preseason. It's been a 6 months long preseason. We are finding our form. Luton, on the other way, is kind of very unpredictable yo-yo team, just promoted up to Premier League. You don't know what you're going to get with them, right? But rest assured, Manchester United rocks up to Luton Town, they're going to be up for it like it's a cup final. So don't underestimate it. You know what I mean? I think it was Newcastle that got spanked there 4-0, wasn't it? And Brighton played 4-4.
Yeah, Brighton played 4-4. No, Brighton lost. Brighton
lost.
was the one that got spanked 4-0, and Newcastle played the 4-4.
Yes.
At
I
the
keep
same
mixing
time,
them up.
Yes, I'm not saying Luton hasn't been doing good for themselves because they gotten themselves out of the relegation fight and they are above the table somewhere in 17, in 16th or something like that. And I think it's good for them and it's good for their club, seeing as they are the smallest club in the league at the moment. And you know what? I hope they rock up for the game because I would like to see a good game of football, but I'm more hoping that Manchester United players rock up and Hojlund keeps his goal scoring form on. And keep saying, have faith in him. He's going to pull through for everyone.
I agree with you. It's going to be a Mexican, what do you call it? Mexican showdown, like in a shootout, 100%. Luton, as per my understanding, they like going forward, they like to score, but they can also concede a lot of goals as well. So you never know what we're going to get. Um, I don't know who we're going to line up. I mean, Luke Shaw injury updates. He's training on grass. Apparently, is where we're going to find out is he available for selection. And the press conference is starting in about 7 minutes, I think it is, live. We're going to cover it. And so big up Mr. T as well. Big up everyone. Big up Mr. T. How you doing? How you doing? And stock market dropped, what Jonathan Liljenberg is saying. Probably. I haven't looked if it's dropped. It's just opened. I think New York Stock Exchange just opened. It's going up to 21 something, and then I don't know what it is. Dark Crow, what you're saying? Mainoo must start against Luton. No more silly excuses from Ten Hag.
Oh,
You reckon?
Mick, as
Yes,
Alex is coming in, I'm sorry to cut you, but Alex mentioned
Alex.
something that Sachiv brought to my attention earlier on when he was saying Man United have made an inquiry about James Wilcox.
True, from Southampton. Yeah, it's true. Southampton for a senior position within the footballing operation. There is Dan Ashworth, but this is not for a footballing director. This James Wilcox is, per my understanding. Um, I got some private messages about it, but nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows. The thing is with Dan Ashford, he's been offered a position. Like it's a normal recruitment, and you accepted it. You got your terms. You got your offer letter on the table, most likely. Negotiate the salary terms. It's just to ratify it or understand, like what is your notice period, and what if Manchester United has to pay a little bit money to release him like earlier? Otherwise, there was a report saying that um, I think somebody was saying, I can't remember who it was, to say that he can early start in January 2025, but then Fabrizio said no, 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 like it's as soon as possible, I guess, right? So if you want him to start as soon as possible, he might have a 6 months notice period, but you have to sort of cut that short, and the way to compensate is probably United has to pay a little bit.
Okay,
We'll see.
okay.
Or what's going on, guys? Hope you're doing fine. Thursday, and we are a couple of days away from Premier League football, and it feels good. It feels good to be a Manchester United supporter at the moment, Mark. You know, there's like it's three in a bounce, looking for a fourth in a bounce, but don't get too giddy, right? Don't
No,
get too
no,
giddy.
one game at a time,
Yeah, cup final, yeah.
But it's okay to give the guys a little plaudits for their increasing levels over the last couple games because they've been showing some consistency. So I feel like it's due to the team.
Yeah. Stock market's below 19, where you can see in the chat. Yeah, the Glazers sold a lot of shares. They have a family member name. I don't know what's going on. They should keep selling. They keep buying. There's apparently the Class A tender offer is expiring tomorrow, so that means that a lot of these Class A shareholders can buy it, but it's all down to the brokerage as well, who wants to sell. But yeah, you can cash in all our money. Big T, how is Jim walking around and pulling in who he wants? What gives him the pulling power in football? I think it's more Omar Barada, and I think it's also Dodgy Dave. If you know who
Never
Dodgy
know.
Dave is. Dodgy Dave Brailsworth, right? Why are they
He
calling him
is.
Dodgy Dave?
Yeah, the Dodgy Dave and the Quarter Sexuals. The band is coming together, guys. There's already Dodgy Dave there. There's Omar there. Dan Ashford looks to be there, or maybe this guy coming in as well. You know what I
No,
mean?
the
So,
nickname Dodgy Dave comes because he did this inhaler thing,
yeah, the
to
inhaler thing. Yeah, I know that's
optimize
what it's
performance.
about.
That's what they call him Dodgy Dave, 1% performance. But it's all about hey, how many beers do you drink per week? And you will say, I drink four, Mick. Oh, well, why don't you cut down to 2 beers per week? And then we see each other in 2 weeks. How do you feel after 2 beers per week? I feel fine. Okay, let's cut it down to one, and there you go down to zero. And that is kind of the optimization process what he's practicing, right? Mark, have you checked? Have you checked Equi
Have you checked
Fernandez?
Equi Fernandez, 21 at Boca Juniors? He's talking about a young Argentine international. CDM. I watched him a few times this year. He could be a cheap option in the summer along with Oscar Zambrano. I,
Yeah,
I have been watching Boca. Boca Juniors is one of those things that as a South American region person, you watch their games regardless if you have a favorite team because it's always a good game to watch, especially when they play River Plate.
yeah,
So
100%. Yeah, no,
yeah,
listen,
talented player.
I mean, I had podcast yesterday. I was on a show with Bilal Yogi when we actually broke regarding Ashford, and we said, okay, he can be like, as a technical director, fine, or whatever you call it, sporting director. But for a head of recruitment, the scouting recruitment, you needed somebody that has a international pedigree, right? That's the thing. Again, let me remind you. Better, I mean, picture this: John Murtaugh and Darren Fletcher. That's what you got currently.
Yeah, that's like Krusty and Avon.
So anything above that is just an upgrade. I don't care who.
Hundred
Just
percent,
100%.
100%.
So I can see people already arguing like, oh no, I want this one. I want Michael Edwards. I want that. Like, and I said, dude, just picture this. Who do we have currently? Fletcher as technical director with no pedigree CV, and John Murtaugh, no footballing knowledge. Oh, maybe, but more on the administrational side.
More
Yeah.
on the administration and accounting. Big up to Chris McLinney coming in, tuning in regards from Ireland. Big up to you, bro.
Oh, big up Ireland. How you doing? How you
DJ
doing?
Superfly is coming in with a joke. Before we knew it, we'll be facing 115 charges. But I mean, the way, Sir Dales Brayford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been going on with their acquisitions, you'd wonder what they're doing because I
It's
mean,
on speed.
it's on speed, and I mean,
It's
like,
like
bro,
Keanu Reeves, that movie with Sandra Bullock, like
with the
Speed
bus,
3.
right?
Yeah, with
No
the bus never
brakes.
stops. No brakes, full steam ahead. Speed. They have everything on speed dial at the moment. Yeah. Big Ron Atkinson would have a fit in well in this lot. Yeah, we don't know, man. We don't know. Like, Oman Brother came out of nowhere, so we just, I don't know. When Ornstein comes out to say it's Dan Ashford, then I believe it. Ornstein doesn't tweet for nothing, right? Whenever he comes out, he comes out with something factual. Alex, what you saying? Do you guys think that we can get 40 million for Anthony in the summer? 40? We paid bloody 95, 90.
I think maybe we give him another season, guys. Let him try to at least build back up his value in the market. You know what I
I,
mean?
I think they will be down to the new establishment, like, to assess. I think he's on 250 a week, and they will probably look to get rid of one of those high earners. Who's that going to be? I don't know.
Alex is coming back again, asking about Darren Fletcher's role. All he did was get his sons in from City. But I have to tell you guys something, right? If you guys don't take into account and watch the U team, you should check it out in the next coming weeks. His two sons, they've been
Yeah,
establishing
but that's
themselves really well.
okay. So he actually created those two twins, but the question was, what is his actual job description in Manchester United? Which nobody really knows, and that was the thing. Okay, he created his two twins, Jack and what's this called?
Jack and Tyler.
That was his job.
That was his job. He did a
And plus,
great job. Congratulations to him because the two of them, I have to say, Mick, they're like, I spoke about them not being as physically adept. Well, Jack has certainly maybe heard me speaking because this young lad has been showing some physical levels lately. It's been surprising.
yeah, no, big up to you, good guys. We are about to get live on with the manager's press conference. It's about to happen, and what you should do is give us a like. Give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe if you haven't done it yet, because we are waiting for the manager's press conference to go live. Should be any minute, guys, and I'm just excited to hear what kind of questions. Of course, BBC is going to waste the questions to ask him about, like, about Ashford and stuff like that, about the takeover more than the game. 100%. Are we
Let's
just
hope that-
guessing? Place your
I would
bets.
like to hear more about the game. I really would like to hear what's happening with Luke Shaw. As we know, you announced he's back on grass. I would like to hear the progress on that. I would like to hear what's going on with Lissandro Martinez. Although they announced that he's out for like a month to 6 weeks. Let's hear if it's if there's any developments in his diagnosis as well, so we get to know, like, maybe we should just keep him on ice
Mhm.
for the rest of the season, or rather, would it be risky to bring him back? Something along those lines. What about the young players coming through? Which one is going to get minutes? Maybe we see a Willie Kwambala. Will we see him again this season? Some questions like that.
Yeah, we will see. I'm just looking at the Adidas Stone Roses kit, going like, I really love
Yeah, it's
those
fresh
colors, man.
actually. This like
Fresh.
I feel like I may just have to go get one of those jackets that they wore on the last match day. That kind of camo looking kit. It's
But
fresh.
not from the original store, right?
I don't know, man. Like, I have the app. I get a discount. I mean, it's whatever.
I wouldn't sponsor that. Like, I would order it from Thailand or China or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I only ever order of the app, the app, because I get a discount. So
Okay. All right, let's go. Jesus. Luke Shaw is doubtful for the weekend.
oh, you're not bringing it. I'm not hearing.
Huh? You can't hear nothing.
No.
Okay. Okay. Luke Shaw is not available for the weekend. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Can you hear me now?
Because he picked up another injury in the training last week, and then Mason Mount and Tyrone Malacia. It will take some more weeks.
Some more weeks. All right. Luke Shaw is available but doubtful.
Can I just ask you about Tyrone Malacia, Eric? I mean, he's had a very long period now out injured. We saw him a while ago on the pitches. What's the exact sort of situation with him? Has he had a significant setback, and when do you expect him to be able to play again?
Yeah, he had setbacks during his rehab process. Takes too long. It's bad for him, bad for us. But now we turned the point, and it's positive. He will return soon on the pitch, and I don't think then it will take long before he's returning in the team training.
Clearly, you'll prepare the team for facing Luton on the pitch this weekend and talk about the different aspects of their approach. But have you spoken to the players, or have you had knowledge given to the players about the atmosphere, about the environment? Because it's a very different experience.
Oh, is the pitch, is he smaller or longer, or is no 11-11?
11-11,
no referees are coming?
No, all those aspects are the
okay.
same. But
No, we have to, of course, every ambience is different. That is what I want to say. And we have to deal with the circumstances. And it's about playing football 11 against 11 on the pitch with refs. And we have to make it our game, as usually doesn't matter who you face. If you play the best or the worst, it doesn't matter, or in between, it doesn't matter. And we respect every opponent. Definitely, we are not in a position to underestimate any opponent, so we will not do. We have to play our best, because we have seen their performances are across the season very good, and especially the last weeks, they are really improving. So I have a lot of respect for this team, and we have to play our best football.
What a question.
Eric, 6 matches unbeaten now across all competitions, 5 wins included in that. Very positive on the pitch, especially with the attack catching fire, but also positive developments around the club off the pitch with Ineos and their ambitions in terms of the sporting structure, but also the stadium.
Yeah, you see, you feel that ambition, and that brings a mood, that brings a spirit in this club. I think it brings a mood and a spirit what belongs to this club, and I think the players, the staff are very aligned with the ambitions of Ineos, because that's why we are here. That's why we are playing for Man United. We want to win, and we want to achieve the highest. So we are very aligned, and we have to make strategies, and we have to execute the strategies to prove the ambitions.
Press Association. There's a lot of speculation about a new sporting director. I don't expect you to comment on individual names, but just in terms of the experience that you've had with sporting directors in your career, how you see your relationship with them and the decisions that are made.
I think it's very important you are on one page about football philosophy, about football tactics, about the profiles of the players, what you need in a team. So it's very important to to have a very good communication, so that you get the right players. Because it's one of the most important factors to develop a good team, that you have the right players, and with the right players also the right characters. So that means you have to do a lot of work, and that you get aligned, and then it's a long process to get the right players in.
True. Good question.
Fully your background. Have you been in a position where you've been in post and a sporting director has come in, and have you had any input into that or spoken to them before they've arrived?
I've worked in several situations where sometimes I was alone in charge, sometimes I had a cooperation. I have dealt with several situations, but I think it's so specific, especially on the top, and also so intense with the number of games. There you need people around you,
100%,
who, as I said, who are on the same page, are working on the same targets, to achieve the high ambitions.
Would you expect to have any input into this appointment then?
So that's I am here and I know in what construction I'm working, and I'm very happy in this construction. So I don't know anything about changes, and I talk with the new or foreseen sporting organization, but it's not up to me. It's I'm working, and that is my focus point in this moment, on this team. And we plan in this construction what we have now in the club, in this organization, for the future. So we have a look, and now we closed the window in January. We are working on the plans for the summer.
Good question.
Can these positive moves off the pitch have a real effect on the actual players on the pitch? Do you sense a feel-good factor?
I think everything is always is aligned with each other. We are a club, and we are not an isolated department, the first team. But I think for the mood of the club, it's very important that the first team is performing, getting the right results.
True.
Richard.
Hi Eric. As we mentioned, the Ineos investment is getting closer. I mean, for nearly all of your reign, you've had uncertainty as to who the owners will be. You've had one chief executive going, you've had another one coming. Will stability and that long-term direction help you do your job better, do you feel?
Lovely question.
As I said, I'm working, I'm happy now. In a way, in this construction, and when things are changed, they will tell me. But as I said, in a club as Manchester United, you can't do everything alone. It's impossible. You need very good people around you, and so I'm happy we are there. But a club as Manchester United also always have to look for better, and never be satisfied. Always, so good is not good enough. Always looking for better, and always try to do every day better than the day before.
So, guys, there we have it. There we have it. Mark, that was a little bit we missed in the opening, but it was injury updates. Basically, Luke Shaw is available for contention. A little bit uncertain still. Question about Malacia and Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw not available. There was a further pop of the question, what's really going on with Malacia? I didn't really give any proper answer. Injured players return soon. Mason Mount and Tyrell will be out for some more weeks. That's what he said. On Tyrell Malacia, what he said, we had some setbacks in his rehabilitation, but he will be back in the next few weeks. What does that mean, Mark? We had setbacks in his rehab.
Well, as we know, we saw videos of him a few weeks ago, and he was basically how do I say it? He was starting training on grass. This was before December, so we were expecting him back in January. And maybe he had an injury in training, which means maybe he hurt himself. So this is why there was a setback, and maybe he had to, take time.
A lot of people might then link it to the poor medical department or the sports science department, the physios that hasn't really been supportive. Might be say like, what are you doing? Like, why did you do like this? It's been a mystery for me. Malacia, it's been gone since the preseason. We haven't seen him. What's going on with Mason Mount? I haven't seen him for I don't know, since the sun went down. A little bit of those injury updates. And of course, the most of the question was to ask if he's happy with the new potential Ratcliffe ratification, the new sporting operation, they try to, what we predicted they're going to ask about, not really specifically about Dan Ashworth, but have you worked in an environment where you expected to have a sporting director coming through? And he said basically, you got to work on the same page, pretty much. It's not a book, it's the same page. And I think he had a little bit of a pop by saying, because there was same questions came back on a different formulation, and I think he had a little bit pop that I cannot do this job by myself, right? Little bit of a pop to say like John Murtaugh and who do I have here? Will stability help you to do a better job, Mark? What did he say?
He said, I'm working and I'm happy now. In a way, this construction, and as things will change, they will tell me, in this club the size of Manchester United, you can't do everything alone. You always have to look for better and never be satisfied with what you have. Good is not
Mark,
good enough.
So how do you interpret this question? Like, is he been operating totally by himself, like alone in this season? It sure looks like it. He hasn't had much of support.
Typical really for the last few managers that we've had, really. They always seem to be on their own, taking the brunt of all the media, whether it is negative or positive. Everyone else in the background just kind of, says, well, I'm only responsible for this or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you look at it from, as a fan, looking at things happening over the course of the last few seasons, you can see that clearly those others have not been doing their parts as well as they should have been.
This just hit me right now, Mark. Can you imagine the altitude, the magnitude of this job? Such a giant club as Manchester United don't have a proper structure, and you as a manager do the whole lot, right?
I can't imagine
you can't imagine.
No
wonder we've been failing
of that monumental task. Because at the end of the day, Manchester United is a giant club. The media live off of Manchester United, and
but I mean, see, Alex Ferguson used to manage them by himself with support of David Gill, 100%. But since then, football has moved on, and most of the club has a director of football, scouting, director, head of recruitment. At Manchester United, we haven't really got that right. We have a massive scouting network, but nobody's really activating the tips from the scouts, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that actually now is the first time we actually looking to get a proper structure, as a footballing CEO, a football director, and a head of recruitment. Like, it's an upgrade on what we got, because there is nobody at the moment.
Exactly, it's a total upgrade. And one of the questions he was asked, what would your relationship possibly be with Dan Ashworth? And he's like, it's very important that the ideologies we both have need to be aligned. There needs communication is going to be key. The most important factors to seeking the right players and the right characters, and it's going to be a long process. So he's saying, Dan Ashworth is basically is good, and if we can have a good communication between each other and have an understanding that we both want this, and this is where we want to go, and we are both working towards this and going in that direction together. That is important. And he always seemed to me as a guy that was never opposed to having a structure. He came from Ajax, where he had a structure that worked perfectly, and he was able to do his job, which is really formulate the academy and prepare youngsters to be bled into the team, playing the same way, the same style, already ready for those things.
Yeah, but the manager's job is just to prepare the academy. I mean, the team, everything else. That's just one job description. But of course, you need the support. Like you need the technical director. You need a head of recruitment. It's like what you said in Ajax. Like there was that triangle: Overmars. Who else? There was him, Overmars, and there was somebody else.
Um,
Jesus.
Manchester United, great. Van der Sar.
Van der Sar, yeah, and somebody else. So at United, there is nothing like you see in the videos of Omar Barada when he's sitting there and talking transfers and stuff like that. He's sitting there with proper footballing people and talking. This is a great profile for this much money, whatever. You can imagine him sitting with John Mercer, Darren Fletcher, and Joe Glazer. Jokes aside, but this is what excites me, and I can understand where the journalist is coming with these questions. They were really good questions, to be honest, but again, I did a video this morning because there's some reports to say that they do expect Ten Hag to win to get into Champions League this season. Otherwise, his job might be in danger of the summer. I don't know if you read that articles as well, Mark.
Yeah, I read the article, but I kind of disagreed a little bit with the information.
Me
I feel
too.
like it was one-sided, kind of skewed. I wasn't too sure.
Yeah,
if it was
I did a report, but it makes sense because to qualify to Champions League means a lot in terms of revenue wise. So you can understand if you're taking over the sporting operations, you're cutting down the cost, but you are banking to get into Champions League because that's where you can move forward as a club. There's a lot of prize money involved. There's a lot of money involved in the new formation. I think there's about 400 million something involved. TV rights and everything's massive money, right? So, of course, if you don't make the Champions League, I don't know if you're going to survive. But at the end of the day, you have 1 year left on your contract as a manager. So I say, just keep him to the end of the let the man do this job. He hasn't had support before. Keep him to the end of the contract. If it doesn't work out, you don't have to pay anyone, and then you can sort of recruit a new gaffer in as well. But he looked pretty okay. He said, "I'm just here to do my job. That's all I'm focusing on. If they need me, they will let me know." Or he doesn't really want to give away the answer.
What was funny for me was his reaction when he was asked about, have you spoken to the squad about the environment at Kenilworth Road? And I looked at that and I was like, what does this guy mean? You know what I mean? And then Erik ten Hag, I don't know if he was thinking what all of us fans were thinking, and he was like, are the pitches different? Are there handicaps in placed on teams? No,
they play with 11 men.
11 versus 11. So I'm saying all teams must not be underestimated, and we have to play our best football. They have been doing well.
That was the top question. That made me so laugh. He goes, hey. He went up really. Your gloves were off. What? Are you stupid?
Yo, I was like, yes, this is the manager. And you know what? It's nice. You're starting to see some of his character. You're starting to see a bit more of Erik ten Hag. I feel this is also going to bode well with the fan base. For me, I feel like he was always he was more like of a very short, simply put, he wasn't really too expressive, but I feel like now he's starting to express himself, you know what I mean? And it's enjoyable to watch.
That was a comedy, he really went, hey, what? You think we're farmers? Hey, smaller pitch, 11 against it's football.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know what I mean? So it was like one of those things for me where I enjoyed some of the questions. I liked the questions by the reporter. She asked him about what with the current run of form at Manchester United, what would the impact be of the new investment model? And he was like, it brings a mood and a spirit which belongs to this club. Now the players and staff are aligned, and we can now make strategies and execute them to prove the ambitions of the club going forward. You know? And that was one of the most interesting questions for me, because I feel like a lot of people don't notice that, within the last few weeks and games, there wasn't that big toxic negative outburst in the media and stuff. So the team probably had an actual relaxation period where they're able to focus and get themselves mentally ready for the start of the second half of the season. So I feel like that was also positive. And with all these things going forward now and no more stagnancy in the process of the takeover, It's just
No
levels.
more excuses. There's no more excuses. I like that. And Melissa Reddy came also with some beautiful question. What I heard Melissa Reddy is like finally some footballing questions. Can't really remember what Melissa was asking, but she was asking about football related. And here we go, right?
Can positive moves off the pitch affect positively on it? And he's like, everything is all aligned with each other. We are a club, not an isolated part of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyway, at the end of the day, I thought, the swagger was there, the togetherness is there. He was confident by the looks of it. Didn't want to give much away, like, who's going to start, who's available. It's just minor injury updates regarding the same old, same old. Like, Luke Shaw was the one that was kind of like, important for me, because we really need Luke Shaw in that team. And I don't know if I remember anything else, Mark, or it was more important. The rest was more of the, takeover and the director of football and the style of play. And again, he came back like, it's one page, not a full book. Like, we all need to align and play together. Big up Jeff Steele, Mick and Mark, everyone. It's 1:20 a.m. here in Adelaide. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're hardcore. 20 likes, guys. If you're watching right now, give us a thumbs up. And thumbs up for Jeff Steele's 2:20 a.m. in the morning. Big up to you. All right. Mark, what do you expect from this game?
Well, I expect Manchester United to come out fighting. I expect them to come out with some confidence and a bit of a swagger about themselves. I mean, we're on the back of 3 games in a row in the Premier League, 5 games undefeated if you want to count the draw against Spurs and the game in the FA Cup. And so it's good form, good vibe with the players. The defense is a little bit more compact. Andre Onana has been showing levels in his goalkeeping of late. 2 clean sheets so far. It's very good to see. He came in and then he conceded that goal in the last game, but he provided a lot of critical saves, I would say, that saved us and kept us in the game.
Yep.
And Red Hot Rasmus, as you can say, Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz.
The Razzmatazz is razzmatazzing. He's getting these goals, and he's being very clinical in his mode of operation at the moment. So it's very positive to see. You see young Garnacho, he has not been scoring as many goals. Yes, he did get on the score sheet in the win, but at the same time, if you look at Garnacho right now, his play is more all-encompassing, right? And when he travels with the ball, he's drawing defenders, so he's becoming more and more one of those players that opposition teams have to focus on and defend against. Marcus Rashford is coming into a decent vein of form. I have to say, I appreciate it. I have to say, kudos to him. Maybe going to Scotland or wherever it is he went to was good. Maybe he needs to go
Northern
back and
Ireland, Belfast.
Northern Ireland, right?
Belfast.
Maybe he should go there tonight. Have a sip, come back Friday morning for training, fit and ready. Let's go. Yeah,
right.
let's
send
grab
the whole
some
team
goals
to
this
Northern
weekend.
Ireland for tequila lash in that case. Blow out some steam. Listen, I see what Jarle Malmini say. Ten Hag needs to get 4th to be safe. He can do it. And I believe Paul Scholes also predicted that United will end up above Villa and Spurs as well, right? So Big T saying Champions League qualification and FA Cup will be a massive improvement of this season for me, as Ten Hag is aiming for that. For me too. You know what? We know what's been wrong with the team. We know everything that's been going on. As I said, as I started, it feels just like we had a 6 months long pre-season, right?
Yo, Jeff, I love you, bro. I'm not as hyped as you are, but clearly you're
God.
hyped. 11 points behind third, 14 games to go. Stop thinking about 4th and dream for top 3. And with the right signings in the summer, aim to win it next season. City will be gone and Liverpool will be finished. Yo, Jeff, bro. I can't say I disagree with the energy, bro. I can't say I disagree with the energy. I'm just not putting that one out there with my own energy right now. But I do say, I love the vibe. I love the How are you, United fans? Big up to you, Mauro. Hope you're good. How is Galatasaray doing? There might be 1 or 2 players in the squad you could come and purchase in the summer, man. Help us with some FFP, What are we doing here?
Well, I don't know. Mauro, listen, I really admire. Listen, I play it with caution. I'm not there yet. Like, footballing gods exist. Just because we won three in a bounce, that is very dangerous. Like, don't get over confident. You
Calm
might
down,
end up.
keep it.
The banana skin does exist. Like, to slip on the banana, right? And I feel that this game could be one of those games, right? On Sunday. Sorry to say it, but I've seen it so many times before. Like, people go there and underestimate and end up getting a knockout, right? So, guys, at the end of the day, like, it's all about the preparation. Like, we had 1 week to prepare for this game, so the players, the staff, everyone needs to be on the same page. What Ten Hag was saying, even fans, right? We can go there. We can go and get a result 100%. But will it be a high-scoring game from us? Will we beat them with 4-0? I don't know. For me, it's just get those fucking 3 points over the line, mate.
Yeah, get the 3 points. 100%, in my honest opinion, like when I hear things like, maybe Sir Jim is going to give Erik Ten Hag until the end of the season and maybe decide on another coach, I look at the perspective that, Erik Ten Hag has been here this is his second season. In his first season, he got us top 4 Champions League and a
Carabao
cup game, 2 cup finals, and he did it albeit by himself. With a squad that not only got us 6th the season before, but only had like 4 additions, really. You know what I mean? I was like, he did a great job. Now,
100%.
if you look at football, all the teams are improving every season, so it's no surprise that the competition is going to be stiffer this year.
Yeah.
We are still in a rebuild. Some players still needed to leave. We have not seen much exits. At the same time, I still think that if you class a rebuild, you must have some dynamic exits as well. Maybe like in the tune of 10 to 12 players, at least to say it's going to work. Yali, you guys are more giddy than I am, man.
Yale is back on some positive vibes. I know you, Yale. I've seen everything what you said before. What the hell is going on with you over in Norway? What are they putting in your drinking water? You're saying if we win the last 14 games in a row this season, what did you say here? What happened to my comment?
My bad. My bad. Let me bring back
yo. We will actually be close to winning the league.
I mean, it's not a bad assessment. Big horn for that one. And it's a fair assessment because mathematically it's critical. And if you were to check the next few run of matches, right, in the next 5 games, the top 4 faces themselves. And we only face 2 of them. So everyone in the top 4 faces each other.
We
only face 2 of them.
We have City and Arsenal left.
No, we have City and Liverpool. Arsenal is the second to last game of the season. That's 12 games.
Bring it on. Bring it on. I mean?
But the biggest enjoyment for fans is if you consider the next run of 10 games that we have. If our only critical fixture really is Man City and Liverpool.
Bro, imagine
2 of 10. That's 2 of 10, right?
You know what? Liverpool. Hear me out. Hear me out. Injuries are starting to happen, right? We had our fair share of injuries for the first half of this season, right? Now, fatigue and injuries are happening to Liverpool, Arsenal, City. It's coming. It's piling up, right? Trent Alexander-Arnold out for injury. Who else? What happened to Erling Haaland? Was it collarbone?
No. He just fell awkwardly, but he was back up and he scored a goal at one of the winning goals. So
it's football, it's strange. Anything can happen. The ball is round and anything can happen. We need to keep winning games by games. And what I say, just don't look at the table. Just look at what we are doing. 100%. That's what we need to do. It's what Ten Hag was saying. Treat every game as a cup final, right? Get your mentality. There's no excuses. You're only playing one game.
Someone's coming in.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, but something big is happening. What's going on? Did you find it?
I don't know what's going on. There was some weird music started to happening. I don't really know what's going on. Mark, I'm bringing you up to here. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Weird
music. Oh, memberships. Memberships were given. Memberships.
Oh,
Angie dropped some memberships.
Really?
Big up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Angie gifted 20 memberships. Big up.
Can you read them? I can't. I don't have
Welcome.
anything.
SPO was gifted a membership by Angie. Gustavo Nascimento was given a membership by Angie. Conrad Hare, ZB Mike, Philip Stevens, Jake Blaine was given a membership. Meetish L, Letha Styles, Judah James, Calvin Chuma, John James, Denver CPT 786, Joshua Power Disney,
Oh,
Siddhartha
wow.
Ray,
Yeah.
Mem LOLs, MM, Jonathan Patterson, Damian Gilbert,
Mick and Mike.
Rashid,
Rashid. Bond Boost.
Big up to Angie. Thank you so much,
Dude.
Angie. Always a legend.
Angie.
Big up to you.
Everyone,
Much
welcome
more
to the
respect.
family.
And
Big
welcome to all
applause.
the new members, guys. Don't forget to smash the like buttons and subscribe. And shout out to Angie. Give her your thanks because she gave you membership. And soon, Mick Ruby and Jarvis are going to provide members-only content for you guys. So your memberships, they will have their specifics and special value as well.
Massive applaud. I don't really know what's like, there was 20 gongs going like boing, boing. And it's like, what's going on here? We have gremlins here, or is it glazes in the house? Jinxing our internet cables. What's going on? Angie.
Welcome to all the new members by Angie. Pink hand waving. Please remember to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Angie. Big up to you. And back to Jeff Steele. He's asking you a question, Mick. I'm going to direct this one to you.
Right.
Who gives funds for the transfer market now? Is it the Glazers or is it Ineos? If it's the Glazers still, then we will never succeed.
First and foremost, it's not Ineos. Let me be clear. Right? If you look at the purchase agreement, it doesn't say Ineos, it's Trawlers, and Trawlers Limited is actually Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself. His personal wealth is 4 billion in liquid cash, assets, cash. So this guy got money. How are they going to fund it? It's basically, there's a new budget planned already for the new year, but how you're going to fund it is to optimize, as you know, the overall wage bill. And you're going to put in you can put in personal 300 million of your own that could be utilized to the transfer market. It means that you can have, if you play your cards right, if you sell a lot of players out, clear the deadwood, in the summer you could have a transfer kitty of 400 million to spend. But I don't think we're going to spend 400 million. That'd be reckless to do a Todd Bowley, like everything in one summer. I believe that we're going to spread it out other 2 summers, to be honest, right? So, yeah. I hope that answers your question to my best ability.
Big up to you, Jeff Steele. Seem Yali Malmin is coming in. I think the money comes from the club as well, Jeff. He's saying
it does. The what we generate in operationals, 100%, like in commercials, it's going to be utilized.
Big T is coming in. Says, "Who needs Big Ange when we have the one and only Big Angie?" That was cute.
We got Big Ange, not Big Angie. Oh, Big Angie. It was Trawlers Limited.
And Angie's coming in saying it's Trawlers Limited, not Ineos. And the reason why Mick is making that definition, Jeff, is because it's going to be very crucial for Champions League and competitions in Europe. Because as you know, Ineos owns Nice, not Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yep.
So the distinction has to be that he is not on the board of the Nice ownership, or there's no really tie between Ineos, who runs the 100%. Board of Nice, and 100%. Manchester United's board.
100% as well. And I think it's a smart move in a certain way, because that gives the time to a path for clear takeover. And the reason why I understand Ineos gets a lot of free PR in this one, but Trawlers is not Ineos. That's what I'm trying to say. It's actually Sir Jim Ratcliffe's own vanity project. But later on the track, Ineos might get rid of Nice, sell Nice, and put all the eggs basket in United. You know what I mean? So that could be a clear path to the ownership. We don't know. It's been mentioned in the press that he's looking to have a press conference, but I want him to speak to the season ticket holders. I want to speak to the global fan base as well, not just the Manchester United Supporters Trust, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
Yeah, maybe you should do a press conference live on MUFC TV, Realist TV.
Yeah, invite him.
And MUFC TV and
And
link
all
it
the
up
French
with all the
channels.
channels as well,
Yeah.
do something different. But
Yeah.
basically for me, I look at it like this, right? Now,
Danny B, yes, of course, our own revenues, our own money. Glazers are the only one that's been taken out of all clubs here in Premier League. They are the only ones that have been taking out the money that we are generating into their own pocket, right? By dividends, by taking management fees and everything else. Normally, what you generate is what you kind of spend in the transfer market. Like, and Manchester United is a big enough club and generates a lot of money, but due to the credits and debts and what we bought and everything, that is kind of like, gone a little bit of a, the balance is not really there. So that's why we have the FFP. So we are on the borderline to FFP. So we're trying to balance not to be breached by FFP. And I think they're doing a great job. So we see by this summer, 2 separate boards in a loophole. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mick, when we seen all the news coming out about Dan Ashworth, you're hearing about Paul Mitchell, you're hearing about this new guy from Southampton as well, it makes me start thinking this makes sense. When we are being linked to all these guys, because he needs to create a board that has nothing to do with the board that he has. And whether Sir Doddy Davis is going to have involvement, on the paper and actual reality, it means.
Yeah, of course, you need footballing people. You need footballing people to understand football. That's it, right? What do you have here? Like, you have 2 fake board members that not really have anything to say. They're just like, excuse my language, they're just there to look good. We're talking about our legends, like, Sir Alex Ferguson sitting there on the board. But it's just a face, like he has got nothing to say, right? They might ask him for advice, but the guy's retired. Come on, leave him alone, right? And David Gill as well, sitting there like as a honorable board member, but nothing to say, basically, right? So you need to formalize a strong board with footballing knowledge and business acumen at the same time, right? We still have some really good sponsorship. We got, we got the Snapdragon, we got the Adidas deal. We still have a commercial, power. We have a commercial powerhouse. Even if we haven't won a Premier League for 10 years or Champions League, we still pull in like a lot of revenues through commercial deals. I'm not worried.
We still consistently sell out Old Trafford for games.
Yeah,
we
true.
haven't won a title in a decade. That's the power of a big club, guys. That's what you call it. History,
100%. Legacy, and that's Manchester United. It's the biggest club in the world. Almost always, anything that's connected to in the media, like it's going to sell, right? Sells click like hell. So I'm not worried. All I'm saying is that I'm a little bit worried about this weekend's game because I'm afraid it's going to be a banana skin. But at the end of the day, we shall win.
I like your energy a lot today. I have to say, my brother from down under, and I wish there's some way that Sir Jim Ratcliffe could, make a phone call and get Ragnick back. Because this guy has built some clubs. He knows what he's doing. We could just sit back at ease and know that it's going to come.
Yeah, Ragnick is needed back. Guys, thank you. It's been an amazing press conference. To summarize, how many of us watching right now, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, please. If you can do that, it's free. Thank you. You know how it looks like. This is a thumb, and you only burn a couple of calories. It's free, absolutely %. Mark, I'm not gonna jinx it, but I still feel positive that we gotta have a win. That's what I did. The balloons, the celebration. I feel a little bit of a devilish, you know what I mean? Like
it should be fine. It shouldn't be too bad, I feel like, we could be a little bit positive right now. The team is showing consistently good performances over the last few games. I think now we should be fans that support our team. And, we can offer the criticisms. Sure, there might be mistakes. But right now, with the consistent performances that we've gotten over the last few games, we should certainly hope and pray that these guys carry through. And I mean, it's Luton. They're a decent team. They've been doing well, but we're Man United, guys. And we
But dude, I don't know anything about Luton. Do you? I have no idea.
There's Kobibie. He's a very good wing back. He plays really well. He gets down the flank well. He's very fit. He usually plays 90 minutes. He's certainly going to be a threat on the crosses. We've seen him in the game at Old Trafford. There's also the youngster who's been scoring lots of their goals. He scored a hat-trick, a brace, and a goal and assist in their last 3 games. And I'm talking about none other than, young Adebayor, who I always, for some reason, think maybe he's related to Adebayor, but we'll never know, yeah?
Right.
At the same time, they've got a decent defense. They've got Tae Chong playing in their midfield. They got this robust forward. I can't forget his name.
Oh, we're meeting
His
Chong.
name is Calvin something, but he's Calvin Morris. He's a decent forward. He's very physical. I would say he's like he's not prolific, but he could be dangerous. He holds up the ball well. He plays kind of unorthodox in a way, like more of like those old school kind of English number 9 forwards. He's not really the amazing dribbler, but he gets the job done.
Okay, guys. I don't know. We're playing Chongi. Chongi should be up for it.
Oh yeah, and Teden Mengi. Teden Mengi has been their stalwart in their central defense as of late.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll probably do a preview, a little bit of a talk about the game tomorrow, since we're playing on Sunday. But today it was the press conference. We had some very good questions in terms of injury updates. Looks like Luke Shaw will play. Malacia out for a couple more weeks. Same with the Mason Mount. And who else was it? Can't really remember.
Same with Terrell Malacia. There's
also I said Terrell Malacia, Wan-Bissaka as well. So
Wan-Bissaka as well, who they just I didn't hear what he said, but I knew that they said they just found out that he is a muscle strain or something like that.
Something like that. It's all weird. The thing is, the majority of this press conference was as we predicted about the sporting director, new vision, and all that new ownership and stuff like that. So, guys, let us do a proper preview. Hopefully tomorrow we get together and just do a chilled preview. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy your Thursday. Mark, enjoy your Thursday as well, and we should see you to the next video. Thank you for all these super chats. Legendary Andy for gifting 20 membership. As what you said, we don't need an Ange Postecoglou. We have Angie, MUFC Realist TV. Guys, thank you for all the support. See you to the next video. Ciao. Bye for now. Glory, glory, Manchester United.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.